And girls, it's Miss Harling. I left my picture up again today. I just want you to focus on the book that I'm going to share with you. It's a great, colorful book. I thought it would be great for you to look at and follow along with me. Again, I'm giving you another story today because I know some of you are still waiting for your packet. Your new packet was delivered yesterday, and some of you are getting it tomorrow on Thursday. So I don't want to start working from the packet until I'm sure that most of you have it. So that's why I'm posting another story today. So this story is called The Crayola Shapes Book. It's by Mary Schuh. It's about circles, triangles, squares, and stars. Shapes are all around us. So again, because we're doing geometry, we're learning about lines first, but then we're definitely going to get into shapes. All right, so let's look at the book. Shapes all around. Look high, look low. Wherever you go, shapes are all around. A shape is the form of an object. There are lots of different shapes, and you can see on both pages, circles, triangles. You have lines here that are forming triangles. Okay, you have the windows. They look like rectangles, starfish, the beautiful daisy, the cut grapefruit in the shape of a circle. The binds on a book look like a rectangle. So there are shapes all around us. Lines make shapes. Shapes are made from lines. This bike is made of circles and straight lines. Okay, remember that other story I read to you about how when a line bends, a shape begins? So they're telling you that again here, that most shapes come from a line. What can you draw with circles and straight lines? Well, you can draw a sun, a tree with apples, a beautiful flower, all kinds of things, beautiful and colorful. Colorful flags hang in a market. They are triangles. How many sides does a triangle have? Well, we know that, 3. All right, so banners that you see hung up in different places, most of the time they're in the shape of a triangle. You can hop on shapes. Play hopscotch alone or with your friends. You see the shapes of squares. And then inside those squares you have numbers, but sometimes you can have shapes inside too. Squares are made of straight lines. Together, many squares make up a game of hopscotch. What can you draw with squares and straight lines? So there's many things you could draw with squares and straight lines. Okay, so think about that. Rectangles are also made of straight lines. A rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And this is a great example of a door. Usually you can see in the inset of the door different shapes if it's not just a plain door. And then obviously the knobs are circles. You can even see around the brick different rectangles. You can see rectangles on the wood. You can see rectangles on the little stoop that you would walk on. Animals have shapes too. You can find sea stars on hot, sandy beaches. Draw a big star with your favorite crayon. Then fill in the star by coloring with the side of the crayon. What does the star's texture look like? Now, when we talk about texture, you're talking about feeling it, using one of your senses. What is that texture like? Because if you were to pick up a star, a sea star from on the beach, the texture or how it would feel would have a certain kind of feeling in your hands. Okay, and you could describe that as maybe rough or scratchy. Solid shapes. Solid shapes take up space. Some solid shapes are round. Others have many sides. So again, you can see all those rocks, and they are shapes, ovals, circles, but they're also taking up a lot of space. That's matter. I know you talked about that in 2nd grade. What solid shapes can you find? Well, here we have some solid shapes again. You have these beautiful eggs, decorated. You have jelly beans. There's many solid shapes. You could even just think of regular eggs that you have at home in the refrigerator. Ovals are popular shapes also. And within those colorful decorative eggs, you can see some other shapes as well. A cube is a solid shape with 6 faces. We use cubes all the time, don't we, boys and girls? When we were in school, Ms. Harlan always had you working with partners, and we would play games using dice, and we know that dice are cubes, okay? These are considered 3D shapes or three-dimensional. On page 18, you can see all of the different robots and the shapes that make them up. And then on page 19, it says some of the robots' bodies are cubes. What solid shapes can you draw? So they're saying you could practice drawing a cylinder. That reminds me of like a big paper towel roll, or maybe if you drew it skinny, it could be like a toilet paper roll. You have a sphere. When I think of a sphere, I think of all different kinds of balls: basketball, baseball, football, or not football, but basketball, maybe a tennis ball, a soccer ball. Then you have a pyramid shape. These are all 3D, three-dimensional cube, the one that we probably know the most or use the most. You have a cone. Now that it's summer, think of ice cream, putting it in an ice cream cone. So these are three-dimensional shapes. They're not flat. Fun with shapes. There are many different shapes in the world. What shapes will you see today? So look around your house, look around outside if you're outside today, and think of all the different shapes that make up our world. These are some beautiful examples of that. You can see the candy balls inside of the machine. The machine itself makes up shapes. Ooh, look at that waffle. That looks yummy. You see some different shapes there, the flowers, the different types of colors here, the candy shapes, the stop sign. I believe that was in another story that I read to you. That's an octagon. Shapes are all around us. World of colors. Shapes come in all kinds of colors. Here are some of the Crayola crayon colors in this book. Can you find them in the photos? So here are the, Crayola likes to come up with some really fancy names for some different types of colors. So you got Razzle Dazzle Rose, Vivid Tangerine, Laser Lemon, Inchworm, Sky Blue, Periwinkle, Cornflower, Wisteria, which is very much similar to the regular colors the basic colors when you learned your colors. All right, so here's the glossary. It's telling you the definition of some of the words that we read in this book. So I just wanted to share this cute, colorful book with you and just help you to remember that shapes are all around us, and we're going to be talking a lot about that in chapter 12 when we start that packet. Okay, hope you liked it. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.